Welcome to the American Council of Engineering Companies' 54th Annual Engineering Excellence Awards Gala, the world's premier celebration of engineering achievement. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome ACEC's President and CEO, Linda Bauer-Darr.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the 54th Annual Engineering Excellence Awards Gala. I'm honored to open this year's celebration of outstanding engineering achievement. Throughout history, the world has looked to its engineers to solve some of the most daunting problems affecting the human condition. Today is no different. And while the challenges might be more intricate and far-reaching than ever in our modern connected world, the one constant is the dedicated engineer tasked with designing solutions to improve and move us forward as a society. Without engineers, the gears of human progress would grind to a halt. It is the notion that we can find a better way that raises engineering up as a noble profession, a profession I am honored to be a part of, and one that deserves recognition for its work. We all faced hurdles over the past year, but engineering firms rose to that challenge and cleared those hurdles. The essential work of engineering continued through the darkest days of the pandemic and the unknowns of the economic shutdown. Our industry's unyielding commitment to its clients and the public continued to improve lives and transform the built environment. So join me in celebrating our members' America's engineering industry. Congratulations on your dedication to meeting even the most daunting challenges head-on and succeeding. I'm excited to get started with this afternoon's program, but before we begin, I want to thank the people who had the hard job of reviewing each of the 173 project submissions we received. The Engineering Excellence Awards Committee, led by Jeff Druckman of Bowman Consulting in Chicago, and our judges panel, led by Chief Judge Michael Wallace of the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. This year's program also would not be possible without the support of our many sponsors. So please join me in thanking our diamond sponsors, HDR and WSP, and our emerald sponsors, the ACEC Retirement Trust, Aurora and Associates, Gannett Fleming, HNTB, Jacobs, Jaros Baum and Bowles, Michael Baker International, SEH Terracon, and Trans Systems. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our board chair, Robin Greenleaf, who will begin our program with the National Recognition Awards.
Thank you, Linda, and welcome everyone. It is my distinct honor to serve as ACEC's board chair and build on the successes of my predecessor, Charlie Gajeski. The Engineering Excellence Awards Gala is truly a special event for this industry. Today, we celebrate the amazing, transformative work our member firms do year in and year out. Every year, ACEC receives hundreds of award submissions. Each one represents an exemplary achievement that pushes the boundaries of engineering design. The EEA committee reviewed each of the submissions with thoughtful consideration against strict criteria and agreed that 137 projects merited a National Recognition Award. These awards represent projects which were top winners in their states but did not receive one of the 36 grand or honor awards in the national competition. This in no way lessens their achievements. Each project is a unique achievement that represents some of the finest work in engineering. We will celebrate our National Recognition Award recipients in 4 segments throughout our broadcast this afternoon, starting with our first group right now.
AECOM, alternate care facility at SUNY Old Westbury, New York. Boardman River Dam's ecosystem restoration, Traverse City, Michigan. Electric vehicle charging infrastructure at JFK, New York, New York. San Elijo Lagoon Double Track, Encinitas, California. Terminal B optimization, East Boston, Massachusetts.
AKF Group, Aaron Diamond AIDS Research Center relocation, New York, New York.
American Structure Point. Bass Road Corridor Project, Fort Wayne, Indiana. SR 37 Drainage Line Project, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Arab, 40 10th Avenue Solar Carve, New York, New York. Lowell Judicial Center, Lowell, Massachusetts.
Associated Design Group, NOAA Fisheries Research Laboratory, Mukilteo, Washington.
Ayers Associates, Wisconsin Regional Ortho-Imagery Consortium, Various, Wisconsin.
Barr Engineering, Island Lake Dam Gate Upgrade, Duluth, Minnesota.
Barton and LaJudice, Ashokan Rail Trail, Town of Hurley, Olive, New York.
Bergman, Allen Creek Berm Opening, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Bridgers and Paxton Consulting Engineers, Exascale Class Computer Cooling Equipment, Los Alamos, New Mexico.
Burns and McDonnell, Moores Lake CCR Impoundment and Restoration, Columbia, Missouri. C.H. Fenstermaker and Associates, Cooley Ildacon FEMA Physical Map Revision, Lafayette Parish, Louisiana.
Cameron Engineering and Associates, Ronkonkoma Hub Sanitary Pump Station and Force Main, Woodbury, New York. Century Engineering, Smart SWM, an intelligent infrastructure solution, Hunt Valley, Maryland. CHA Consulting, 96th Street and Keystone Parkway corridor improvements, Albany, New York. Niagara County Landfill Number 1 improvements, Lockport, New York.
Civil Engineering Consulting Services, I-85, I-385 Design Build Interchange, Greenville, South Carolina.
Cowie, K-Bridge, PH2 Construction and Erection Engineering, Brooklyn, Queens, New York.
Degenkolb Engineers, Chem H and the Stanford Neurosciences Institute, San Francisco, California.
Delta Engineers, Architects, Land Surveyors, and Landscape Architects, Olin Science Building, BIM, Hamilton, New York.
Dowell, West Fork Upper Battle Creek Diversion, Homer, Alaska.
EA Partners, US 460 Restaurant Row, Saylorsville, Kentucky.
EAC Consulting, SR 836, Operational Capacity and Interchange, Miami, Florida.
Fishbeck and Tetra Tech, 8.5-mile relief drain-in system storage scan, St. Clair Shores, Michigan. Fort and Tablada, statewide inspection of metal culverts, statewide, Louisiana.
Freeze and Nichols, City of Fayetteville Watershed Master Plan, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Comprehensive Wastewater System Assessment Update, Dallas, Texas. El Paso Hondo Pass Readiness Center, El Paso, Texas. Lake Ponca Dam Spillway Improvements, Lake Ponca, Oklahoma. Trinity River Main Stem Pump Station and Pipeline, North Texas Municipal Water District.
Gannett Fleming, Herring Run Trail Bank and Stream Restoration, Baltimore, Maryland. Penn Street Historic Bridge Rehabilitation, Reading, Pennsylvania. SR 422 Emergency Sinkhole Repair, Palmyra, Pennsylvania.
Gannett Fleming Mott McDonald Joint Venture, Broad Creek Augmentation Conveyance System, Fort Washington, Maryland.
That's an impressive group of projects. We'll see the remaining projects later in the program. But now let's get to the main event. It is my pleasure to introduce our MC for today's gala, Ross Schaefer. Ross, take it away.
Thank you, Robin. Good afternoon, everyone. It is my honor to once again be your host for the 2021 Engineering Excellence Awards Gala. And while this is the 54th consecutive year of the EEA Gala, it's the second gala ever to be presented virtually. And look at us all now. We aren't dressed up in tuxedos and evening gowns, but we're alive and we're comfortable Some of you are at home, some may be at the office, but the pandemic is on its way out. And next year we can all legally gather in the same room. And I don't know about you, but I miss the live audience feel. I miss the way EEA has evolved into the kind of the Oscars of the engineering world. I also miss the face-to-face audience energy. I miss how funny you think I am in person. All I hear now is you'll hear it too, the occasional giggle from the camera crew when they open up the Diet Cokes that I've shaken up really hard. It's my own little joke. It's a practical pandemic joke just for me. All right, but make no mistake about this, the EEA Gala remains the most prestigious celebration of engineering excellence in the world. And today's top accomplishments will demonstrate innovative solutions to society's most pressing quality of life challenges. All of our honorees are dedicated to making our lives safer, faster, healthier, and easier, far more enjoyable. Now, there were 173 entrants in this year's competition, all of which raised the bar to exemplary levels of ingenuity and resourcefulness. And of the 173 entries, we've had a nationally selected judging panel of more than 20 built environment experts, and they pared down the list to the top 36 winners. You're going to hear about 20 honor awards and 16 grand awards. And from the 16 grand award winners, only one has been chosen to receive the 2021 Grand Conceptor Award. The Grand Conceptor, as you know, signifies the year's most outstanding engineering achievement in the world. Now, because I've been the host and MC of this event for over 2 decades, nobody ever believes me when I tell them that the name of the Grand Conceptor has been kept a secret since last February. But it's true. It's true. We got the name. We put it in the vault. The vault was locked. It was slammed shut, triple guarded. Nobody was allowed to enter. There's no pin pad, there's no code to crack, no way in, no way out, no bribes, because of the watchful collaboration and international secrecy from the FBI, CIA, SSA, MI6, Scotland Yard, the Mossad, Deloitte, and the collaboration with the rumor-proof intensity of the Girl Scouts of America. I'm telling you, if you want to look or try to find this, you will take your life in your own hands, even if you try to find out. And some of you, who I know, are already on the naughty list, and you're going to forfeit your dessert next year. So take this seriously. Because today, and only on this virtual broadcast, that secret will finally be revealed. You've just seen some of this year's National Recognition Award winners, but now take a look at some of our top 36 award winners. Now, as a reminder, within each category, we're going to recognize the honor award winners first. Then I'll announce the grand award winners in that category. All right, kicking it off. The first category is Buildings and Technology Systems. You know, COVID taught us more about the importance of proper ventilation than any of us ever thought we'd ever know or be necessary. But this team retracted the roof for a naturally ventilated tennis stadium that seats 14,000 people for the U.S. Open. The only U.S. Tennis Association's goal here was to maintain the U.S. Open as an outdoor tennis tournament while providing continuous play, even when the retractable roof was closed. ACEC proudly presents an honor award in the Building and Technology Systems category to WSP USA of New York for the USTA Louis Armstrong Stadium, designed for the U.S. Tennis Association.
On behalf of WSP, I'm happy to accept this award, which we are truly grateful and honored to receive. Louis Armstrong Stadium was a challenging, innovative, and very successful project due to the contribution and collaboration of the entire design team and owner. We are excited to have it showcased each year at the U.S. Open. Thank you.
Okay, we now honor Building and Technology Systems Grand Awards. Remember, all of today's Grand Award winners from each category were chosen from the most outstanding achievements of the year. Here we go. A new regional headquarters for the Germany-based Zeiss consolidates its 5 Detroit area offices into a single facility while assuring the perfect conditions for testing and operating their highly sophisticated equipment. Think a zero margin for error facility, which is something I really appreciate coming from a family that lived by the unlimited margin of error philosophy. I'll give you an example. When we made omelets, we didn't bother fishing out the shells. All right, back to the award here. As some of you know, Zeiss is a global leader in the design and manufacture of scientific optics and electronic measuring systems. This new facility includes labs with dedicated mechanical systems that provide critically stable environments, particularly concerning temperature and motion. ACEC is proud to present a grand award in the Building Technology Systems category to the Smith Group of Detroit for the Zeiss Regional Headquarters located in Lyon Township, Michigan, and conducted for Zeiss.
This project perfectly reflects our identity and is a great representation of the Zeiss brand, both leading and precise. It demonstrates exemplary engineering design by the Smith Group. We look forward to many years of serving and supporting our North American customers from this facility.
All right, the description I'll read about this next project said it was an eye-popping redevelopment of a 35-acre water operations plant. It's also net zero and processes black and gray water to serve the building and all of the site's landscaping. I mean, technically speaking, the project team merged radiant cooling, sourced from cool Rocky Mountain waters, and of course it had heat recovery campus-wide to reduce energy consumption. But that's not what impressed me about this project. This is also the slyest example of engineering humor I have ever witnessed in this gala. The guts of this particular on-site water treatment is located where? In the lobby of the building. But it's so beautiful, the engineers literally hid this in plain sight. You walk into the lobby, you wouldn't even know the water treatment system was there. Compare this to your home. This is like your neighbors are over and you find they keep complimenting you on your sump pump, which you've located in the middle of your dining room. That's how cool this is. All right, furthermore, this is one of the most sustainable projects of its type in the nation. ACEC presents a grand award in the category of Building and Technology Systems to IMEG Corp. Of Denver for the Denver Water Operations Complex redevelopment conducted for Denver Water.
On behalf of our client, Denver Water, my fellow teammates across IMEG, and all those who help make the Denver Water Operations Complex redevelopment come to life, we're honored to receive the prestigious Grand Award in this year's Engineering Excellence Competition. Thank you very much.
Now let's recognize the winners in the structural category. Critical pier replacement was achieved on the Pulaski Skyway. The Pulaski Skyway was aptly named after, you guessed it, the famous Skyway family of Kernan, New Jersey. Now seriously, it's an 80-year-old, 3.5-mile vital link in the New Jersey to New York City transportation network. Well, to replace two deteriorated piers under the Kearney ramp, the project team incorporated a method called structural healthy monitoring, which apparently evaluates a structure's behavior during construction. Like construction has behavior. It's just like an EKG for bridges. All right, for the first time in Skyway's history, the truss could be jacked up and placed on temporary structures while the piers and the foundation underwent a complete replacement underneath this. But here's the magic. Throughout this entire reconstruction, moving traffic was happening overhead while they're working on it below. Amazing. ACEC is proud to present an honor award in the structural systems category to Aurora and Associates of Lawrence, New Jersey for the rejuvenating the Pulaski Skyway project in Kearney, New Jersey, and built for the New Jersey Department of Transportation.
On behalf of the New Jersey Department of Transportation and Aurora and Associates, I would like to thank the ACEC for their recognition of the rehabilitation work that we are completing on the Pulaski Skyway. I would also like to thank the numerous design consultants and contractors that have brought their expertise to this complex program. Thank you.
Now for the structural category, Grand Award winners. The project team designed the Oregon State University Marine Studies Facility to safely withstand, I'm laughing at this because when I tell you the rest of this, you'll get this, to withstand a 9.0 magnitude earthquake. But it also had to withstand a corresponding tsunami, which apparently can happen due to the region's hazardous proximity to the Cascadia subduction zone. And just between us, I've never used the word subduction in my life, but I'm going to use it from now on for everything. It's a terrific party killer. I don't like to brag, but I like to intimidate others with my subductive vocabulary. See what I mean? All right, this project takes advantage of cool structural engineering methods and detailed geotechnical analysis. Those are the kinds of excessive tricks that laugh in the face of accepted building codes. The facility is also one of the nation's first vertical tsunami evacuation facilities, which of course would look good on any resume. But this building can safely house more than 900 people and still remain fully functional during a community-threatening event. Let me play this out for you. Wait, what? Hey, we're in a 9.0 earthquake and a 60-foot tall tsunami about to crush Newport, Oregon. Everybody good? All right, then we'll get back to work. ACEC presents a grand award in the Structural Systems category to the combination of GRF and KPFF of Beaverton, Oregon, for the OSU Marine Studies Initiative building in Newport, Oregon, conducted for Oregon State University.
On behalf of the design team of GRI, KPFF, and YGH Architecture, we want to say thank you to Oregon State University for the opportunity to increase the seismic resiliency of a coastal community with this unique project. We would also like to thank ACEC for our recognition in advancing the state of practice for earthquake and tsunami engineering.
All right, let's talk Raiders football, baby. The recently relocated Las Vegas Raiders NFL team has a first-of-its-kind cable net-supported roof system. There's also a retractable natural grass playing field, and only 2 of these exist in the entire United States, and here's how it works. On game day, the playing field tray slides in through a 250-foot wide mail slot on the stadium's south end, then back outside again for maintenance. I mean, listen to this. The Raiders like natural grass, but when the UNLV Rebels play, they put artificial turf on top of the real grass. Folks, I played college football, and this movable tray of grass is one of the safest, most lush playing surfaces ever. But apparently it's not quite good enough for the Vegas college team. Wow. Entitled much, kids? Might fall down, get a boo-boo? The 65,000-seat stadium offers more than 8,000 club seats, 128 suites, 352 loge seats, and 9 club and suite lounges. Don't you think it's kind of clever how they squeezed in a little football game amongst all the bars and nightclubs? Yeah, me too. ACEC bestows a grand award in the Structural Systems category to HNTB of Kansas City, Missouri for Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, achieved for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Thank you for this tremendous honor this evening that we're receiving on behalf of the Las Vegas Raiders and Allegiant Stadium. We appreciate our 29-year relationship with the team, but most of all, I want to recognize the folks on the screen around me and the team that delivered this project under extraordinary circumstances.
If you spent any time at all in Chicago, you know the landmark 18-mile trail along the Lake Michigan shoreline just can't be missed. It's not only beautiful, but serves as a major access point to the Navy Pier. And most everyone agrees this is the busiest pedestrian path in the nation. But with as much traffic as the trail gets, the years have degraded this path and it's led to many accidents. So, it was the mission of the project team to eliminate long-standing safety hazards. They introduced new architectural designs within the steel railings and panels, stabilized the structure with fresh concepts and systems to guarantee permanency during all weather conditions. So, a grand award in the Structural Systems category is presented to HNTB of Chicago for the Lakefront Trail Pedestrian Bridge, also in Chicago, conducted for Chicago Department of Transportation.
On behalf of Mayor Lori Lightfoot, CDOT Commissioner Gia Biaggi, and the entire team at CDOT, thank you, ACEC. Thank you, HNTB, Muller & Muller, WSP USA, TY Lin, FH Passion, and Granite. We are very proud of this tremendous accomplishment.
The iconic city of San Francisco got a massive development, one that spans 8 city blocks in San Francisco's Mission Bay neighborhood. They also got a shiny new home for the Golden State Warriors NBA team. Get this, for 47 years, the Warriors played in proudly blue-collar Oakland, but this new, glittering palace in San Francisco is truly the house that Steph Curry built. The shoreside site of the new Chase Center was situated, though, on a part of the bay which unfortunately relied upon an underground mud foundation. The project team created a watertight structural concrete boat to solve this problem. The boat holds back the water and supports the entire complex. Now, the project added 2 office towers, a below-grade parking garage, multiple plazas, and foundation support for a future hotel tower. Pretty big deal. ACEC is thrilled to present a grand award in the Structural Systems category to Magnuson Klemenczyk of Seattle for the Chase Center in San Francisco, conducted for the Golden State Warriors.
On behalf of MKA, I'd like to thank our client, the Golden State Warriors, and Peter Bryan. I also would like to thank our entire design and construction team for the Chase Center. This has been a wonderful achievement by all parties, and I again want to thank ACEC for this award.
Off we go to Arlington, Virginia. Considering that our children have been cooped up with online learning, it's exciting to see them able to get back to real school again soon. Now, some of your kids will check into this new geometric marvel school facility themselves. The building will house a full complement of classrooms and labs and a gymnasium, cafeteria, auditorium, all that, like in a regular school with 775 seats. Now, we all know what schools look like, but this one is spectacular. The innovative design incorporates 5 one-story bar-style classrooms that are stacked one on top of the other and rotate around a pivot point. Now, I, for one, you probably do too, remember dreading going to my grade school classes in a portable. You remember that? It was like attending a class inside a shipping container. Not here. The Heights, as it's called, is a series of classrooms that overlooks landscape terraces. The terraces then cascade down the site to create an unforgettable visual feast, if I may say that. I'm telling you, if I was a student here, I would have looked forward to repeating the 5th grade. A well-deserved Grand Award in the Structural Systems category is presented to Silman of Washington, D.C. for the Heights in Arlington, Virginia, designed for Leo A. Daly.
Rarely does a building's function get expressed so directly in its structural form. This project is an example of how collaboration can give rise to exciting architectural design. Cheers to the Bjark Ingels Group, Arlington Public Schools, Leo A. Daly, and the Silman project team.
Bank of America has succeeded in becoming Houston's newest landmark. It is a 35-story tower designed as an exercise in sustainability. The structural frame offers a column-free floor plate system with up to 8 corner offices per floor. This is a tremendous recruiting tool, isn't it? Yeah, come to B of A, come over here. Everybody gets a corner office. See, I kind of waited there for a little bit of a laugh that didn't. Bear with me. A built-in water system provides irrigation for a 12th floor urban rooftop. It turned out so well, the engineers affectionately call it the Oasis. The Oasis on top of a bank. This is what you people do. So, what's sustainable about this building? The environmental design triumphs by making significant reductions in concrete construction as well as embodied carbon emissions that cause ocean acidification, all in ozone-depleting compounds. This building is so green, it cannot get enough of itself. A Grand Award in the Structural Systems category is presented to Walter P. Moore of Austin, Texas, for the Bank of America Tower in Houston, Texas, achieved for Skanska.
Skanska Commercial Development challenged the Gensler-led design team with ambitious environmental goals. Achieving platinum in a version of LEED that was just being beta tested required new approaches. But the result is that the current version of LEED was shaped by our experiences on this project.
We now want to honor a winner in the environmental category. Would you be impressed if I told you this new shredder facility could turn a full-size vehicle into 3-inch pieces in about 8 seconds? Yeah, I'm impressed. This shredder site is unbelievable. It spans 26 acres. It's so effective that the United States Air Force now wants to rename this shredder the Top Secrets of Our World, and then broadcast the coordinates to all incoming UFOs. Let's see what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait until you realize the shredder will be our secret weapon against all the UFOs we're talking about on TV. You'll catch up. The shredder also uses a kind of smart technology to separate waste from recyclable products. This is crazy, right? This technology can recover more than 80% of the recyclable materials it brings in. ACEC presents a Grand Award in the environmental category to Short Elliott Hendrickson of St. Paul, Minnesota, for the new shredder site in Louisville, Kentucky, achieved for Northern Metals Recycling.
Congratulations, Northern Metal Recycling, on your 2021 ACEC Award. We are very proud to be part of your team for this project.
These are the top winners in the building and technology systems, structural systems, and environmental categories. Pushing on. Now, let's go to more of the 2021 National Recognition Award winners.
Gresham Smith, Kentucky Route 9, Newport, Kentucky. GRW Engineers, Next Round Brewing, Lexington, Kentucky.
H.W. Lochner, Shaler Street Bridge Replacement, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
H2M Architects and Engineers, Springs School Sanitary System Upgrade, Melville, New York.
Hanson Professional Services, Grand River Bridge Emergency Repairs, Brunswick, Missouri.
Hazen and Sawyer, Wet Weather Secondary Bypass NFA Study, Newark, New Jersey. Offshore Ocean Outfall Replacement, Deal, New Jersey.
HDR, Basin 5 and 6 Clarifier Rehabilitation, Wanakay, New Jersey. Chatfield Reservoir Reallocation Project, Jefferson and Douglas Counties, Colorado. Cottonwood Ranch Broad-Scale Recharge Project, Phelps County, Nebraska. Cross Harbor Freight Program, New York, New York. Falls City Emergency Bridge Repair, Sarpy to Cass County, Nebraska. Florence Chemical Building Rehabilitation, Omaha, Nebraska. Inova Loudon Hospital, Leesburg, Virginia. Northeast Spring Boulevard, Bellevue, Washington. Norfolk General Hospital Expansion and Renovation, Norfolk, Virginia. Pine Creek Channel Improvements, Colorado Springs, Colorado. Southport Levee Improvement Project, West Sacramento, California. Transforming Dixie Highway, Louisville, Kentucky. Tumwater Falls Hatchery Modernization, Tumwater, Washington. Wastewater Treatment Facility Design, Columbus, Nebraska.
HNTB Corporation, Champ Clark Bridge, Louisiana, Missouri. Route 1, Forestall Road, ITS, Plainsboro and South Brunswick Townships, New Jersey. Route 17 at Route 32 Reconstruction, Central Valley, New York.
Horner and Schifrin, Emerson Zoo Line Railroad Tunnel Repairs, St. Louis, Missouri.
H.R. Green and Stantec Consulting, Illinois Route 23 Interchange on I-90, Marengo, Illinois.
HWA Geosciences, Fairview Avenue Bridge, Seattle, Washington.
IMEG Corporation, City of Madison New Fire Station 14, Madison, Wisconsin.
Jacobs, COVID-19 Testing Sites, New York, New York. Jacobs Engineering Group, East Park Reservoir, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yaros, Baum and Bowles, MSK David H. Koch Center for Cancer Care, New York, New York.
Johnson, Murmuran and Thompson, Jones Branch Connector, Fairfax, Virginia.
JQ Engineering, Balmorhea State Park, San Solomon Springs Repair, Balmorhea, Texas.
Kimley Horn and Associates, Silver Ramp MSP Terminal 1, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Kimley Horn and Associates, San Diego Association of Governments. South Bay Bus Rapid Transit, cities of Chula Vista and San Diego, California.
KLJ Engineering, Grafton Flood Risk Reduction Project, Grafton, North Dakota. Cheyenne Street, West Fargo, North Dakota.
KPFF, University District Gateway Bridge, Spokane, Washington.
Landmark Engineering, Avenue North Channel Restoration, Wilmington, Delaware.
Langen Engineering and Environmental Services, American Dream Meadowlands, Parsippany, New Jersey.
Our next category is waste and stormwater. My favorite categories, if you can sense the sarcasm. Okay, waste mitigation is not my favorite cocktail chatter, but I do respect anyone who becomes a superstar in the world of waste. I know I'm digging myself a big hole here, but wait till you see this. I'm going to change your mind about waste. Sewer overflows. Does that get your attention? A submersible pump station with 12 pumps subsequently installed in a 220-foot deep, 40-foot diameter shaft now returns combined sewer overflows back to the existing sewer system. The subsequent retreatment avoids having untreated discharge into a nearby river. But there's more good news. This project blocks over 439 million gallons a year of combined sewer overflows from reaching the Ohio River. It's also one of the deepest submersible pump stations in the United States, thank God. ACEC bestows the honor award in the Waste and Stormwater category to HDR of Lexington, Kentucky for the Rowan Deep Tunnel Pump Station in Louisville, achieved for the Louisville and Jefferson County Metropolitan Sewer District.
Greetings from the deepest wastewater pump station in the state of Kentucky. HDR, Louisville MSD, and Pace Contracting would like to thank ACEC for honoring our project. This project is a great example of MSD's commitment to safe, clean waterways. Thank you.
Over the years, the water quality in Chesapeake Bay has degraded and subsequently caused diminished harvests of oysters, crabs, shad, and striped bass. It took a wild approach to treatment plant technology to produce a positive response. The nutrient removal system applied advanced biological treatment to optimize nitrogen removal, allowing up to 150 million gallons of wastewater to be processed every single day. The Patapsco, I'm going to get this right, folks. Patapsco rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? It took a company like Patapsco to pull this off. Patapsco is the largest publicly owned treatment facility in the United States. A well-deserved honor award in the Waste and Stormwater category goes to Rummel, Klepper, and Call of Baltimore, Maryland for the Patapsco Enhanced Nutrient Removal Plant in Baltimore, conducted for the City of Baltimore.
Congratulations to the City of Baltimore for its successful Patapsco Wastewater Treatment Plant ENR project. It was a collaborative effort between the city staff and Arcane Case consulting team to complete a challenging project that improved the Chesapeake Bay.
Now for the Waste and Stormwater Grand Awards, or as I would call it if we were in person, Delusions of Grandeur in Waste and Water. For starters, we're going to go to Dallas, Texas. The new Able pump station combines the nation's 4 largest concrete volute pumps to lower any sudden flood elevation. And I'm talking lowering the flood by 6.5 feet. That's significant. It provides additional fortification from a 100-year flood event. After replacing an ancient sump complex, one that could no longer handle severe storm flows, the new pump station can move 1.3 billion gallons per day. But not just rerouting epic storm flows. This pump station also ensures against corrosion resistance, vibration reduction, and lower overall maintenance costs. ACEC is proud to present a grand award in the Waste and Stormwater category to HDR of Dallas for the Able Pump Station, also in Dallas, conducted for Dallas Water Utilities.
Thank you, ACEC, for honoring the Able Pump Station with this national award. There are so many people that made this flood control project a possibility. To name a few, the City of Dallas, Corps of Engineers, GSRA, GAI, bar constructors, and so many more. It's been an honor. Thank you very much.
For a few years, I lived in Pacific Palisades, California, and I loved it. But if you're familiar with that area at all, you know that any project in and around Santa Monica, California, must not only be fast and functional, it also has to be bright green. Santa Monica's City Hall East is an accomplishment just like that. It's a model of green design and provides more efficient operations. It also supports the city's commitment to sustainability for carbon neutrality, water self-sufficiency, and zero waste for the coming decades. Now here's what I'm talking about. The project team designed stormwater solutions along with conveyance systems for rainwater to be collected, treated, and reused for the building's drinking water. Yes, drinking water. It is California's first ever building to convert rainwater into drinking water. I've tried this between us here. It's worth the drive from Pacoima to get that water. ACEC bestows a grand award in the waste and stormwater category to KPFF of Los Angeles for the Santa Monica City Hall East project achieved for Frederick Fisher and partners in the city of Santa Monica.
On behalf of the whole KPFF family, we'd like to thank ACEC for this tremendous honor. We'd also like to thank the City of Santa Monica and our design build partners, Hathaway Dinwiddie and Frederick Fisher and Partners, for making the City Hall East project a fantastic success.
Okay, we now return for more of our top award winners, this time from the Water Resources category. Just to refresh you, the grand award winners from each of the previous categories and the few remaining are among the projects from which the 2021 Grand Conceptor Award will be chosen. The Grand Conceptor signifies the year's most outstanding engineering achievement. Okay, here we go with Water Resources. It's Patapsco again, folks, and I feel really confident and good about pronouncing it in this context. So what's up now, Patapsco? Well, let me put this in your mind. The 100-year-old, 34-foot-high Bleed Dam on Maryland's Patapsco River was safely demolished to restore the river back to its natural state. It had to be demolished because the dam had become a bane to the region's health and safety. 9 people have died there since the 1980s. Now, the project team wanted to remove 3 million cubic yards of impounded dam sediment, so they designed a passive release strategy. Not sure how that works, but we really don't have time to explain it. You'll have to look it up. The project also added a new 42-inch diameter sanitary sewer line to replace an obsolete 12-inch cast iron siphon. So, ACEC proudly presents an honor award to Enterflove, KCI Hazen and Sawyer, and Keywood Corporation of Hood River, Oregon, for the Patapsco Interceptor and Bleed Dam removal in Catonsville, Maryland, conducted for American Rivers.
Thank you. On behalf of American Rivers and our partners at Interfluve, Hazen and Sawyer, Keywick Corporation, KCI Technologies, the State of Maryland, NOAA, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the Friends of Patapsco Valley State Park, USGS, University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Thank you.
The communities of Rio Rancho, New Mexico have always been at high risk from catastrophic floods. Advanced hydraulic modeling was used to simulate potential rainfall events, including a 100-year and a 500-year 24-hour storm situation. Like any of that matters to us in the next 500 years. We're still trying to figure out if DoorDash is faster than Grubhub. To mitigate the flooding threat, the project team designed a detention pond and channel stabilization improvements for the Lomitas Negras Arroyo and the North Tributary Arroyo flood protection systems. And it's working! The project has already reduced dangerous runoff flows downstream. So ACEC bestows an honor award in the Water Resources category to this team of Smith Engineering of Albuquerque, New Mexico for the Lomitas Negras Phase 2, conducted for the Southern Sandoval County Arroyo Flood Control Authority. Next up, the Anchorage Channel is a gateway to New York Harbor, but the harbor depth needed to go much deeper to accommodate larger cargo ships. The design team solution was to relocate and replace Staten Island's primary water supply siphon pipe. One snag, though. Superstorm Sandy delayed the project for 18 months. But once the project could be completed, Staten Island residents now have improved access to potable water, plus a resilient new infrastructure to withstand underwater forces. You know, in the event of another 500-year superstorm. ACEC bestows an honor award in the Water Resources category to the team of WSP USA and Lero of New York City for the water siphon replacement project in Brooklyn and Staten Island, achieved for the New York City Department of Economic Development.
Thank you to the construction management team on this project, the WSP Lero joint venture. Very proud of this accomplishment. It was a very technically challenging project. It was the first use of an earth pressure balanced TBM in New York City. Thank you.
We now move to the Studies, Research, and Consulting category. One of the most interesting aspects of being your MC is that I get a front row seat to groundbreaking advancements in all facets of engineering. I mean, we've seen these breakthroughs in buildings, environmental preservation, and wastewater mitigation, but you've got to be asking, what's new in mass transit, Ross? Great question. Consider what's happening for the New Jersey Transit and Amtrak service territory in New York. The design teams created an electric microgrid to provide decentralized and mission-critical power during emergencies. Again, related to the devastation caused by Superstorm Sandy. In Kearney, New Jersey, the microgrid project was conceived to avoid what happened in Sandy's aftermath. A damaged commercial power grid left hundreds of thousands of customers without mass transit for more than 2 weeks. ACEC presents an honor award in the Studies, Research, and Consulting category to BEM Systems of Chatham, New Jersey for the New Jersey Transit Microgrid Central Facility in the town of Kearney, New Jersey, achieved for the New Jersey Transit.
New Jersey Transit is delighted to accept ACEC's Honor Award for the New Jersey Transit Grid Microgrid Central Facility, a first-of-its-kind microgrid in the country for mass transit use.
We've been hearing so much speculation about a timeline for improving the infrastructure of our airports, our roadways, and our rail systems. Well, while Congress is debating this, the Arizona DOT is not waiting. Seeking the most cost-effective way to bring in more potable water to Tucson, Arizona's regional airport, the project design team built a better model to understand how the 16-square-mile watershed responds and distributes rainfall. This modeling detailed local rainfall patterns as well as evaluation of the existing drainage and potable water infrastructure. The result catapults the knowledge of responsible management of limited natural resources. Brilliant minds that cause great jealousy in mine. ACEC presents an honor award in the Studies, Research, and Consulting category to Dibble of Phoenix, Arizona for the Grand Canyon National Park Airport Drainage Plan in Tucson, Arizona, achieved for the Arizona Department of Transportation.
This project proves that when we act as good stewards of the natural resources that we all share, innovative ideas can result in solutions that keep our most treasured sites like the Grand Canyon accessible for future generations. Thank you to the Arizona Department of Transportation and the rest of the amazing design team.
I love this next project. I think we're all fascinated by the size and scale of wind farms. And for me, driving from Los Angeles to Palm Springs, the San Gorgonio Pass looks like a forest of propellers. Every time I see it, I marvel at these 160-foot tall wind machines. More marveling, the fact that some are really spinning like crazy and others are just kind of not rotating at all. But after reading about this award, I finally understand that nothing determines a wind turbine's performance like knowing how to assess the stiffness of the wind turbine's foundation. In conjunction with GE Renewable Energy, researchers found that using a system featuring state-of-the-art numerical modeling methods provides more accurate stiffness so as not to go through costly retrofits. ACEC presents an honor award in the Studies, Research, and Consulting category to Terracon Consultants of Germantown, Maryland for the Innovation in Wind Turbine Foundation Evaluation Study, achieved for GE Renewable Energy.
On behalf of GE and Terracon, I'd like to convey my utmost appreciation to ACEC for this award in recognition of the curiosity and innovation that led to a pioneering achievement in the evaluation of wind turbine system performance. Thank you so much.
Now for the grand award winners. This next award sounds like a prank you'd play on a college graduate engineer. Hey, Stuart, we're going to need more carbonation in that concrete. Thing is, it's real. It's a real thing. Carbonation can actually harden cement. If I had known that, I swear I would have infused my new patio with Mountain Dew. You think I'm kidding. Mountain Dew in concrete makes it sustainable and green. So, submitted to the American Society of Testing and Materials, the project teams propose new standards that are designed to test the effectiveness of cement hardened by carbonation. Or as my RV salesman cousin might say, going green gives the pitch some flavor. The proposed new standards also seek to validate the performance of this novel green cement and encourage development of more carbon-consuming concrete products. Therefore, ACEC presents a grand award in the Studies, Research, and Consulting category to Braun Intertech of Minneapolis, Minnesota for the ASTM test method, cements hardened by carbonation study in Piscataway, New Jersey, achieved for GE Renewable Energy.
Thank you to the ACEC Award Committee. Braun Intertech and Solidia Technology are proud of the work we completed to advance new technologies which will provide a lasting impact on the construction industry and ability to address climate change.
Okay, we are moving closer and closer to announcing the most outstanding engineering achievement of the year. Let us first check in with more national recognition award winners, though.
Larson Engineering, American Family Insurance Amphitheater renovation, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Lara Consulting Structural Engineers. Charles Library, Temple University, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
MC Dean, National Museum of the United States Army, Fort Belvoir, Virginia.
Mead and Hunt. Little Falls Dam Design and Construction, Hudson, Wisconsin.
MEP Associates, Madison Municipal Building, Madison, Wisconsin.
Merrick & Company. Globeville Landing Outfall, Denver, Colorado. Michael Baker International. Bear Island Road Extension, Somerville, South Carolina. Scioto River Pedestrian Bridge, Dublin, Ohio. Vista Village Trunk Sewer Project, Vista, California. Vrooman Road Bridge, Lake County, Ohio.
Moffett and Nickel, Gilman Drive Bridge, La Jolla, California. Mott McDonald, Easterly CSO Tunnel System, City of Cleveland, Village of Bracknell, Ohio.
Muser Rutledge. Jacob K. Javits Center Expansion Foundations, New York, New York.
Muller Engineering, Wonderland Creek Floodplain and Greenway Improvement, Boulder, Colorado.
Niche Engineering. Christian Science Plaza Restoration and Repair, Boston, Massachusetts.
Olson, U.S. Highway 281 over Niobrara River, Emergency Repairs, Spencer, Nebraska.
Park Hill. Northern Delaware Basin Landfill Project, Lee County, New Mexico.
Parsons and Geoengineers, Coffee Creek Fish Barrier Removal, Shelton, Washington.
Poche Pruitt Associates. Photovoltaic Applied Research and Testing Lab, Lafayette, Louisiana.
Pond, Michael Baker International JV, JRTC at La Villa, Jacksonville, Florida.
Prime AE Group. South Main Street Corridor and State Street Bridge, Akron, Ohio.
Primera Engineers, Chicago North Facility, Chicago, Illinois.
Radmacher Brothers Excavating Company. I-435 South Loop Link Design Build Project, Kansas City, Missouri.
RK&K, the Senator Margaret Rose Henry Bridge, Wilmington, Delaware. US 301, Delaware's newest toll road, Newcastle County, Delaware.
Shannon and Wilson. Protecting infrastructure from a moving mud spring, Imperial County, California.
Short Elliott Hendrickson, Shell Lake Downtown Redevelopment, Shell Lake, Wisconsin. Duluth Sky Harbor Airport, Duluth, Minnesota.
Simpson, Gumpertz, and Hager. Colomb Family Tower Expansion, Portland, Maine.
Smith Group, Research and Development Campus, Changchun Jilin Province, China.
Southeast Design Works. I-94 North-South Freeway, Wisconsin 11 Interchange. Villages of Yorkville and Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin.
Spalding D. Decker, US 31 Manistee Bridge Design Survey, Manistee, Michigan.
Stantec. River Bend Continuous Flow Intersections, Charlotte, North Carolina. San Ysidro Land Port of Entry Phase 2, San Diego, California. Wachusett Aqueduct Pumping Station, Marlborough, Massachusetts.
Strand Associates. Bargersville Wastewater Plant Improvements, Bargersville, Indiana. 4th Street Corridor and Legacy Trail, Phase 3, Lexington, Kentucky. Collaborative approach to combined sewer overflows, Joliet, Illinois.
STV, George Washington Bridge Helix Replacement, Fort Lee, New Jersey. Little Sugar Creek Tributary Sewer Improvements, Charlotte, North Carolina. Patterson Bridge Replacements, Southeast New York. Southport Auto Terminal and Vehicle Processing Center, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Our next category celebrates excellence in transportation. I want to tell you about a situation I've never heard mentioned in the 24 years I've hosted this event. A major bridge project was already approved and scheduled for construction when the project team abruptly halted the plans after they realized they could convince the South Carolina Department of Transportation there was a better, cheaper way. Stopping a project to spend less money. All right, just hang in here with me because this is either a lesson in frugality or a switch then bait tactic. Hang in here. Here's how it went. The project team determined the planned twin bridges would be better served by building a single structure with twin roadways instead. The change significantly reduced the cost and complexity of this new entrance to the southern strand of Myrtle Beach. What kind of savings are we talking about here? $40 million. This is where I will be politically correct and applaud the clever design team who hosed themselves out of an approved budget. The honor award in the transportation category is presented to Civil Engineering Consulting Services of Columbia, South Carolina for the Carolina Bays Parkway in Myrtle Beach, performed for the South Carolina DOT. All right, let's go to Sioux City, Iowa. A 3.5-mile stretch of the I-29 urban freeway desperately needed to eliminate some traveling hazards. What kind of hazards, you ask? Well, we're talking about a 1960s-era route that contained very short ramps, abrupt entrances and exits, and an accident rate that was up to 4 times the statewide average. This modernization meant reconfiguring overall highway access to downtown. This was accomplished by shifting and lengthening several roads and incorporating a split diamond interchange. An honor award in the transportation category goes to the combination HDR and HR Green of Omaha, Nebraska for the I-29 improvements in Sioux City, conducted for the Iowa DOT, Department of Environment and Natural Resources.
Thank you to Iowa DOT for the opportunity to work on this once-in-a-lifetime project. I'd also like to thank HR Green for their partnership throughout. And finally, thank you to ACEC for recognizing our team and our work.
All right, let's take a look at our next transportation winner. In 2015, Yeager Airport Runway number 5 in Charleston, West Virginia, suffered a catastrophic failure of the arresting system support. The tragedy resulted in swallowed buildings, caused major flood damage, and destroyed a highway. It took a multi-phase effort, but the project team restored the damaged runway and its adjoining 240-foot-high arresting system, along with restoration of the major highway arterial. The process required the removal of more than 500,000 cubic yards of material, plus repair and replacement of damaged utilities and repaving. It was a mess. It looks beautiful now. An honor award in the transportation category goes to the combination Schnabel Engineering, Shads Ford, Pennsylvania, for the Yeager Airport Runway number 5 in Charleston, conducted for the Central West Virginia Regional Airport Authority.
It was a privilege for Schnabel Engineering to provide this innovative solution to a very challenging project. A special thank you to Nick Keller, Terry Sayer, and the Board of Directors at Yeager, as well as our partners at ADCI, S&S Engineering, Burns Engineering, and Orders Construction.
The HOV lanes on a 3-mile segment of I-5 in Santa Ana, California was getting increasingly congested, even though the lanes were barrier separated. Now, I know this from personal experience because my brother hit one of those barriers trying to get to Disneyland. He's fine, but let me just say between us, this wasn't his first attempt to change lanes with barriers. The project team removed the barriers while adding a second HOV lane in each direction. The design also included a new and long retaining wall under an abutment of an existing railroad bridge. Traffic congestion subsequently eased the HOV lanes, and overall travel times were vastly reduced. It's so successful that the increased use of HOV lane network now there is taking some flight. A well-deserved honor award in the transportation category goes to T.Y. Lin International for the I-5 HOV improvements in Santa Ana, California. It was conducted for the Orange County Transportation Authority, California Department of Transportation.
On behalf of OCTA, Caltrans, the City of Santa Ana, and T.Y. Lin International, I would like to thank ACEC for this prestigious award today. Thank you to everybody involved. Take care.
Traffic congestion and increased safety hazards were escalating to dangerous levels along I-84 near Westbury, Connecticut. It was obvious that the 2.7-mile highway section would only get worse as traffic volumes continue to increase in the coming years. The project team provided much-needed upgrades, including an additional travel lane, new full shoulders in both directions, and eliminating a problematic S-shaped reverse curve. They actually relocated the roadway 300 feet to the south. Now, the improvements significantly increased lane speeds, it cut down travel times, and it reduced a ton of crashes. Again, an infrastructure issue that will affect many of you, and the reasons are something many of you may not even realize yet. According to the U.S. government, 2003 was the year when there were only 204 million cars on the road. 17 years later now, that number has jumped to 282 million cars on the road. 1/3 more cars in just 17 years. You're going to be busy for the rest of your children's lives. ACEC bestows an honor award in the transportation category to WSP USA of Glastonbury, Connecticut for the reconstruction of I-84 in Westbury, Connecticut. Performed for the Connecticut Department of Transportation.
I'm honored to accept this award on behalf of the department. We congratulate WSP on a job well done. The project provided vital improvements to Interstate 84 in the city of Waterbury, resulting in operational, safety, and improved capacities and efficiencies.
Now to our Grand Award winners in transportation. This is important because they will all join this year's other Grand Award winners contending for the Grand Conceptor Award. Okay, the redesigned and newly named Salem Parkway has reimagined a vital stretch of highway as a beautiful gateway into the city of Winston-Salem. The 1.2-mile-long project significantly improves safety, mobility, traffic flow throughout that city and downtown areas. Corridor improvements include replacement and upgrade of 9 highway bridges, 2 pedestrian bridges, a modernized roadway and interchange, and a convenient multi-use path. And we hear this come up a lot in these awards, the multi-use path. For you newbies, it's a clever sales pitch to any municipality you're pitching, because it sounds neighborly. It sounds inclusive. But we veterans know multi-use basically translate to a place for walking, running, biking, crawling, skateboarding, and occasionally falling down at the delight of the bench spectators nearby. ACEC presents a grand award in the transportation category to HDR Engineering of the Carolinas in Raleigh for the I-40 business reconstruction in Winston-Salem, achieved for the North Carolina Department of Transportation.
On behalf of HDR, I'd like to say thank you to ACEC, NCDOT, the City of Winston-Salem, and all these team members for making a successful project.
The reconstructed Salem Parkway really transformed this corridor. It's a project that the city, state, and the community as a whole can be proud of. Thank you, ACEC, for this award.
Okay, Fort Worth, Texas can thank the new Hempel-Lamar connector for greatly improving connectivity between Fort Worth's Central Business District and its near South Side District. Hempel Street was extended as a 4-lane divided roadway through a new 400-foot tunnel constructed underneath a nearby United Pacific Railroad and I-30. This 2,100-foot-long roadway provides a new and safe multimodal option for 2 new pedestrian and cyclist paths. A well-deserved grant award in the transportation category is presented to Trans Systems of Fort Worth, Texas, for the Hempel-Lamar Connector in Fort Worth, achieved for the city of Fort Worth.
The Hempel-Lamar project is less about concrete and steel and more about the city of Fort Worth's vision to connect communities that were divided by a major transportation corridor. Trans Systems was proud to help the city see this vision come to reality.
After 7 million gallons of salty floodwater from Hurricane Sandy inundated the Canarsie Tunnel in New York for 11 straight days, it degraded or ruined most of the tracks, the switches, the signals, the controls, and the communication systems. Future flooding was prevented when the project team added a new plated and continuous welded rail, along with new discharge lines, pipes, and controls. The goal was accomplished, but one more complication reared its ugly head. The project couldn't have any full-service shutdowns throughout the entire renovation. ACEC bestows a grand award in the transportation category to WSP USA of New York City for the Canarsie Tunnel Rehab and L-Line Improvements in New York, conducted for MTA Construction and Development and the New York City Transit.
The rehabilitation of the L-Train tunnel was completed during the pandemic, 3 months ahead of schedule and $100 million under budget. Thank you, ACEC, and congratulations to the team that made this project a reality.
Now, before we celebrate our remaining top winners, let's now take a look at our last group of National Recognition Award winners.
Siska Hennessy Group, Civic Center, Port Headquarters and Main Library, Long Beach, California.
Thornton Tomasetti, Maine Medical Center Employee Parking Center, Portland, Maine. David H. Koch Center for Cancer Care, New York, New York.
Tri-County Partners, HNTB Corporation, AECOM, Kapoor, Tri-County Freeway Expansion, Appleton, Wisconsin.
Alteg Engineers, Newport Substation Interconnect, Wapello, Iowa.
Wade Trim, Fort Dearborn Central Energy Plant Site, Dearborn, Michigan.
Wagner Engineering, Lake Harbor Drive Project, Ridgeland, Mississippi.
Walter P. Moore, Children's Hospital and Women's Pavilion, Charleston, South Carolina. New Camp Strake, Cold Spring, Texas.
Wenck, a Stantec company. Biochar and Iron Enhanced Sand Filter, Blaine and Coon Rapids, Minnesota.
Widseth, DigiKey Electronics Product Distribution Center, Thief River Falls, Minnesota.
Wilson and Company, Garden of the Gods Detention Pond, Colorado Springs, Colorado.
WSP USA, Dry Cleaner Site Assessment Remediation Program, Various, South Carolina. River Road Bridge over Raritan Valley Railroad, Branchburg, New Jersey. Route 72 Manahawkin Bay Bridges, Stafford Township and Borough of Ship Bottom, Ocean County, New Jersey.
Okay, here's the winner in the Special Projects category. We have to congratulate Beloit, Wisconsin. As one of the most environmentally friendly natural gas-fired facilities in the nation, this new $670 million West Riverside Energy Center provides 730 megawatts of power, which is enough to supply power to 550,000 homes. Get this, it features state-of-the-art 2-on-1 combined cycle technology, and the facility is also integrated with an adjacent 4-megawatt solar energy field. Now, compared to traditional coal-fired plants, it emits less than half the carbon dioxide, 2/3 less nitrogen oxides, and 99% less sulfur dioxide and mercury. It's a great award. ACEC bestows an honor award in the Special Projects category to HDR of Madison, Wisconsin for the West Riverside Energy Center in Beloit, Wisconsin, conducted for Alliant Energy.
Alliant Energy is very proud of this honor award. I want to thank the Alliant Energy team and HDR for all their efforts and hard work. Alliant Energy is very proud of the West Riverside facility, as it will provide many benefits to our customers, communities, employees, and partners. Thank you.
These next images are probably more historically emotional than any other project in America. The World Trade Center complex is one of the most visible, politically sensitive, and dynamic environments that gracefully honors a horrific past while boldly eyeing the future. The design resulted in more than 20 distinct buildings constructed within a very constrained site because the design team was also challenged by an active subway and transit system operating below. The project team painstakingly managed all scheduled and unscheduled logistics in a project this size, which involved more than 100 consultants. A well-deserved honor award in the Special Projects category goes to WSP USA in New York for the World Trade Center downtown restoration, achieved for the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey.
Thank you. Reconstruction of the World Trade Center truly represented history in the making. But more importantly, it was about leaving a legacy that good will always prevail.
Our next category is small projects. A 2018 landslide in Swannanoa, North Carolina, caused by a failed retaining wall, closed a primary access road to a residential community and threatened an aging water main that was essential to the community's water supply. To repair and mitigate future risk, the project team developed a revolutionary geotechnical stabilization design consisting of reticulated micropiles and tiebacks. And you do realize that nobody else in the world has any idea what these words mean, right? But because of that, these words mean a significant upcharge for you in your pitch. This strategy was not only more economical, but allowed the road to remain open during repairs. ACEC bestows an honor award in the Small Projects category to ECS Southeast of Asheville, North Carolina for the Forest Hills Community Slope Repair in Swannanoa, North Carolina, conducted for Affordable Communities Group.
It's an honor to be receiving this award today. I'd like to thank Keller North America and our client, Affordable Communities Group, for relying on us as their consultant to provide recommendations for a cost-effective solution through an innovative use of micropiles. Congratulations to everyone, and thank you.
Okay, this is one of those projects where I'd like you to get everybody into the room to watch this next one. It's a fish rescue story. It's coming up from Branford, Connecticut. If you've been to these galas before, we occasionally get these great fish ladder stories, and I love how we cater to fish in this country. For more than 300 years, dams blocked a variety of migratory fish species from climbing upstream 10 feet, only 10 feet, to reach a 4¼ acre head pond and 6 miles of upstream river habitat. How did the design team conquer the dams? The project team incorporated a new 170-foot-long fishway comprised of a series of concrete structures and sloped aluminum steep pass sections, along with something called an eel pass. The species who benefited from this include brown trout, alewife, blueback herring, sea lamprey, and the American eel. The goal of restoring safe fish passage for these admittedly creepy-looking fish was realized within days of project completion. ACEC presents an honor award in the Small Projects category to Nathan L. Jacobson and Associates in Chester, Connecticut for the Page Mill Pond Dam Fishway in North Branford, Connecticut, conducted for Hammonasset Chapter number 446 of Trout Unlimited and the Suter family.
On behalf of the entire design and construction team, Nathan L. Jacobson and Associates thanks ACEC for honoring this important environmental project with an honor award. The success of the project was due, no doubt, to the exceptional design team, but also to the target fish species that have found the fish ladder and are now using it in earnest.
in the last project, we rescued fish. But in this project, we're going to rescue organic waste. And I have to tell you something about the title that came in from the design team, because this is what happens. They send us a description, they give us a title. Here's the title that this project came with: Converting Organic Waste into Liquid Gold. What? This had to be written by an engineer who thinks that he or she can sell the movie rights to this project. Probably not going to happen. In fact, I think a better title might be Glorifying Things That Are Stale and Stinky. But let me tell you what the project is. The City of Muscatine's new Organics Recycling Center has the unique ability to separate food waste from food packaging, allowing refuse that would normally be headed for a landfill to now be processed and apparently celebrated, according to this title. Powerful spinning paddles break open packages and separate packaging material from organic waste, thus eliminating the high cost of manual separation. Manual separation, that's just not going to happen. We're in a whole other century now. The organic waste is then pumped into a tank where a bacterial process converts the materials into mostly methane, which, as we all know too well, is the primary component of natural gas. Here's the award. ACEC is proud to present a grand award in the small projects category to Stanley Consultants in Muscatine, Iowa, for converting organic waste into liquid gold. The project also in Muscatine, conducted for the City of Muscatine.
I'm John Cook with the City of Muscatine, Iowa, and this is Jay Brady with Stanley Consultants, and this is the new Muscatine Organics Recycling Center. Mark, it's out of this world.
Drum roll, everyone. We have a new category: industrial and manufacturing processes and facilities. Now, we all know that lithium has become a key component in batteries. Well, a fresh-thinking pilot plant has developed a direct lithium extraction process that shows the capture of lithium in a matter of hours. Not months, not years, hours. The project team provided the overall facility site design and detailed engineering services for the process systems. Now, the pilot plant expects to extract and process over 20,900 tons of battery-grade lithium carbonate a year from a 150,000-acre brine field in South Arkansas. Gotta say, you lost me at brine. ACEC is proud to present an honor award in the Industrial and Manufacturing Processes and Facilities category to Hunt, Guillot & Associates of Ruston, Louisiana, for the Arkansas Lithium Plant in El Dorado, Arkansas, conducted for Standard Lithium.
We are coming to you today from the Standard Lithium pilot plant. On behalf of HGA, I would like to thank Standard Lithium, our client, and everyone on the HGA project team for a great job. We're very proud to receive this award.
Okay, here we are. This is what we've been waiting for. It's now my honor to announce the winner of the 2021 Grand Conceptor Award, signifying the year's most outstanding engineering achievement. But first, let's review all the 16 Grand Award winners, the group from where the year's best engineering achievements were chosen. Lakefront Trail Pedestrian Bridge, Chicago, by HNTB. The Heights, Arlington, Virginia, by Silman. Bank of America Tower, Houston, by Walter P. Moore. I-40 Business Reconstruction, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, by HDR Engineering of the Carolinas. ASTM Test Methods, Cements Hardened by Carbonation, by Braun Intertech. Santa Monica City Hall East, Santa Monica, California, by KPFF. Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, by HNTB. New Shredder Site, Becker, Minnesota, by Short Elliott Hendrickson. Denver Water Operations Complex redevelopment. IMAG Corp. Converting Organic Waste into Liquid Gold by Stanley Consultants. OSU Marine Studies Initiative by GRI KPFF. Able Pump Station by HDR. The Chase Center by Magnuson Klemensic. Zeiss Regional Headquarters by Smith Group. Hempel-Lamar Connector by Trans Systems. Canarsie Tunnel Rehab and L-Line Improvements by WSP USA. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my true honor to announce that the winner of the 2021 ACEC Grand Conceptor Award for the year's most remarkable engineering achievement is...
Even with water being the most abundant resource on the planet, effective water management still has become a growing concern, both nationally and throughout the world. A concern made more critical as a large part of the U.S. is still struggling with historic drought, combined with the unknown future impact of climate change. To address what company leaders saw as inefficient and outdated water management capabilities at its 35-acre complex, especially when considering future public demands, Denver Water, Colorado's oldest water utility, embarked on a bold course of corrective action.
Really, the need for the redevelopment was based on the fact that we've been on a campus for over 100 years in this environment, and we had a need to modernize and build more efficiency into the buildings that were on the site.
The project involved construction of 8 new buildings and an elaborate mechanical, electrical, and plumbing infrastructure design, all to support several state-of-the-art sustainable processes, such as on-site wastewater treatment, radiant cooling sourced from cool mountain water, and displacement ventilation to improve indoor air quality. The primary heating system no longer incorporates on-site combustion, resulting in a substantial reduction in carbon emissions. A massive rooftop solar panel array also provides on-site energy production.
On the job site, we implemented a lot of really unique features, from rainwater capture that we're using for long-term irrigation. We're also utilizing an on-site wastewater treatment system that allows us to capture both black and gray water throughout this administrative building that we're in right now. We can treat that water through an on-site wastewater treatment system within the building, and we actually feature that as a part of the lobby. And then we can utilize that water to both irrigate and hopefully flush toilets and urinals and do a lot of water consumption there. I will say additional innovative features are really heavy on the energy side. We have quite a large photovoltaic solar array on the campus, and then our heating and cooling system is pretty unique. One of the unique features was we were able to tap into one of the large water conduits that Denver Water uses to move the domestic water throughout the Denver Water metro area. And we're actually using that as a source and sink for energy from our campus. So we actually get pretty much free cooling off of it most of the year. So free cooling of the campus is a pretty impressive feat, and it really drives our energy use down.
I think the use of dedicated outside air coupled with in-slab radiant throughout a large portion of the campus was a very innovative and energy efficient way to go about their new campus.
What makes this project unique and really beneficial to the public is that, Denver Water kind of is leading the charge of looking at water consumption across the metro area, and I would say the broader, western part of the United States, which is really arid. And so how we utilize water, how we conserve water is really critical. And so to see the water utility locally kind of lead the charge, kind of set, this is the things that can be done, I think that's really going to have a cascading effect across the industry here that we're a part of.
A recipient of several top national LEED awards for sustainability, the Denver Water Operations Complex redevelopment is a multifaceted marvel of water and energy efficiency, not only in Colorado, but the entire nation, and a superb example of engineering excellence.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride that ACEC presents the 2021 Grand Conceptor Award for the year's most exceptional engineering accomplishment to IMEG Corporation of Denver for the Denver Water Operations Complex redevelopment, conducted for Denver Water. And now, here are a few remarks by the winners.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Really thrilled and shocked by this great honor bestowed upon us by ACEC and our fellow peers. That really means a lot. So thank you, ACEC. Of course, we wouldn't be here without a really great owner. You know, Denver Water as a water utility really embraced saving water in the arid environment that is the Mountain West. And to see them lead by example, to set an example for all those in this part of the country is really critical. And so we were so happy to be a part of that on the water consumption side and on the energy consumption side, and really drive those uses down. Also want to thank Stantec, our client who worked with us, and Denver Water. And I would be remiss without thanking everybody on the team who's with us here today from IMEG, also our contractors who brought it to life, and the fellow consultants. There are so many great engineers involved in the project, not just IMEG. And so we are accepting this and of course appreciate their efforts as well. One last thing I'd like to say is, you know, a project like this really shows us that this kind of stuff can be done. You know, energy efficiency, water efficiency, it can be done in projects. It's something that's really going to be critical for us from a water perspective in the arid West, but then also energy as we fight the battle that is and the challenges that are climate change. And I think these things can really be achieved, and engineers are going to be instrumental in that aspect. And we want to be a part of that, and we want all of you to be a part of that as we continue to help drive our country to great success. So again, thank you again. Teammates, thank you so much. I'm really pleased. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you were all as thrilled as I was to see these revolutionary engineering achievements and the honors they received during this celebration. They're just fantastic. I want to thank you for having me as your MC. It's always amazing how much the world truly owes the engineering profession for the quality of life that we get to enjoy from your work. I personally thank all of you for all that you do, and keep this in mind. The call for entries for the 2022 Engineering Excellence Awards will be available soon on the ACEC website and in your Summer Engineering Inc. magazine. Once again, thank you for playing our game. I'm going to now turn it back over to ACEC President and CEO, Linda Bauer-Dar.
Thank you, Ross. Congratulations to the project team at IMEG, our 2021 Grand Conceptor, and to all our winners this afternoon. Let's give them all another round of applause. Thank you, Ross, for once again being a fun and entertaining host. You know our industry so well, and it's always a pleasure to have you at this event. Your check is in the mail. I'm truly amazed by the innovation, imagination, and sheer talent that these projects represent. We should all take pride in their accomplishments and the work our member firms do every day to make the world a better place. This concludes our 2021 Engineering Excellence Awards Gala. I want to thank our sponsors once again for making this event possible. Please join me in thanking our diamond sponsors, HDR and WSP, and our emerald sponsors, the ACEC Retirement Trust, Aurora and Associates, Gannett Fleming, HNTB, Jacobs, Jarros, Baum & Bowles, Michael Baker International, SEH, Terracon, and Trans Systems. So thank you for attending, and remember, submissions are now being accepted for next year's awards program. Information on how to submit your project can be found on this microsite. I look forward to seeing you again in 2022. Until then, stay safe, everyone, and I will see you next time.